Okay, hi there Year 13s. In this video we're looking at reciprocal trig functions, and these are basically equivalent to 1 over our regular trig function. So we've got these new terms to introduce: cosecant, secant and cotangent, which we abbreviate to cosec, sec and cot, and these are related to sine, cosine and tangent. And so the description is down here. So we've got sine being opposite over adjacent. Cosecant is equal to, sorry, I said opposite over adjacent, I meant opposite over hypotenuse. Cosecant is equal to hypotenuse over opposite, and secant is equal to hypotenuse over adjacent, and cotangent is equal to adjacent over opposite. So they're just the ratios for the other way around, and so they can be described as 1 over theta for all of those. And so with these first examples here, we're evaluating cosecant of 30, so cosec 30 degrees. So that's the same as 1 over sine of 30, so that's equal to 1 over sine 30. And if we look at our formula, here we've got 30 degrees, and so sine being opposite over hypotenuse, that would be 1 over 2. And so for this example here, that would be 1 over 2, which is the same as 2 over 1, which is just 2. Okay. If you're not willing to go to the formula sheet, you can use your calculator if you want to. And if I can just move mine, there we go. So if we go into run mode, because this is in degrees, we'll make sure we're in degrees. So we're in degrees, and we'll go sine 30. That gives us a half. We can 1 divided by our answer, and that gives us 2. Alright, so that's another way of doing it. Okay, question B. Sec of 2.1. Whoops. And that will be in radians because we don't have a degree sign there. So if we look at our formula here, that's 1 over cos, and so that will be 1 over cos of 2.1. So we'll definitely need our calculator for this one. So we can go 1 divided by cos 2.1, and I should put my calculator back into radians before I do that. And that gives us negative 1.98. So that's negative 1.98. Okay. Alright, for our next one, we've got cot of 0. So, whoops, let's go back here. So C is cot of 0. So that's going to be 1 over tan of 0. And tan 0 is equal to 0, and of course 1 divided by 0 is undefinable, so we would write here that it is undefinable. And what that probably means is that cot would have an asymptote at 0. Okay, so that's a very brief intro into those trig functions. They're just related to our regular trig functions, and I'll do one more video where we look at those next 2 examples.